Alright, just to show you an example of what we're going to try and achieve today, these are some examples of some marbling on both back sides and rims using alcohol inks. Nice bowl and cherry. That's red and slate. And then a calabash type little maple bowl. And then one where you're this is using the blending medium in a more drastic manner, let's just say. And then this is marbling without alcohol inks. This is using aniline dyes. You can see the effect is quite different, actually. And you can achieve some similar effects with, as I will describe while we're working on a bowl. These are iridescent paints. There's a guy on YouTube, Gary Lowe. I believe he's from Scotland. He does some interesting stuff with your. This is kind of an inspiration of his. It's out of hard maple. Okay, now we got to go find us something to make. Alright, I guess first we got to find something to do. I'm thinking something relatively small, maybe a little figure. This piece of ash here. Yeah, I can get a little better focus for you. Yeah, this will work. We'll do with this one. Alright, I want a recess in the bottom of this. This bowl was originally turned with a tenon. So I put a little recess on the inside of it. I'm going to grab it from the inside and redo the back side of it. So that I can finish this whole outside, prepping it to be colored. Alright, we're back. What I'm using is it's actually a Tim Holtz product. They're alcohol-based inks. I'm not necessarily endorsing his product or anything like that. I'm just saying that's what I'm using. I have alcohol in a spritzing bottle. This denatured. No, let me take that back. That's rubbing alcohol, 91%. And then I have a Tim Holtz blending solution, which has got a few other things in it. I'm not certain, but it seems to be, it stays wetter longer, let's just say. And then I have 2 a couple of mixatives by him, which are metallics, and you can hear the bead in there to break up the metal flakes. You can also buy alcohol inks. They're available, I believe, from if I get the pronunciation right, it's Jacquard. They're called Pinata colors. They're supposedly a little more vivid than these, but I don't know. Never used them. And I also have a blotting mechanism. This happens to be one of his. It's really just a piece of wood with Velcro on it, and you put your pads on there, and they happen to be felt. Is really all they are. You can buy specifically felt pads, but I'm just using ones I made up myself. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and tape off this foot because I don't really want that to be dyed. So, I'll be right back. The stuff is fairly controllable. It's not like I probably couldn't keep it out of there, but I don't want to take a chance. So, go ahead and tape it off. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do it anyways. Alright. First thing I gotta decide is what I want to use for a base color. And once you put a darker tone down, you really can't go lighter. So you really need to start with whatever the lightest tone that you are going to want to work into this pattern. So I'm going to start with yellow. And you know, I've done similar stuff to this with aniline dyes, alcohol-based aniline dyes, and they seem to work fine. It's just that these are in these nice little bottles. Makes it a lot easier to deal with. And I'm just going to blot some, dab some on my blotter here. So you can see if I can keep the thing in the camera. And I'm going to start putting it on. Basically just getting a base coat down here. You won't see much of this. See what I mean? It's fairly controllable. The only time it isn't is if you go throwing a bunch of blending solution down. It will move around. And I don't really mind it when it's blotching like that, because I'm going to be going back over this with different colors, so it doesn't really matter. You're not looking to get it like a nice even yellow tone all over it. we just need to put a couple coats of lacquer on it, and she'll be done. When you hit the marbled area with the lacquer, it really makes it pop. Kind of like the inside right now with just the sanding sealant. It's kind of dull, but it brings out the depth in the grain. What's the word? Chatoyance? Whatever. Well, there's a finished bowl. You can see I still got a wet sand it, but that's pretty much what it's going to look like. There's the back side. And there's the inside. And the rim. Nice fine line. And if you like this kind of stuff, it's available at our shop, which is on Etsy, Dead Tree Woodworks. We'll see you again. Till next time.